Least. She has done presentations for local school children on the Krzemska River. She has spent several years organizing some river cleanup work with Maine rafting companies, and she was always in the middle of the rafts with those middle school students in the middle of the cleanup. Yes, hauling in tires and old broken lawn chairs and you name it, and it was wonderful. She went on to become the campaign coordinator for the restoration project, and Dusty literally raised thousands and thousands of dollars on behalf of the Friends through successful grant writing. It fed our legal team the expert consultants we needed to be able to participate in that process, and it culminated in the licenses, strong licenses for 5 projects on the Krzemska River. And when that occurred, we knew that we weren't done. So Dusty rolled up her hands, rolled up her sleeves, and began the process of looking into acquiring either dam removal or passage of Cumberland Mills. And negotiations began with Dusty and our legal team to get removal at Cumberland Mills. An agreement was struck, and shortly after it was struck and announced, it was pulled back. The team took another deep breath, rolled up their sleeves, and proceeded to use a never-before law and process through Maine Inland Fisheries and Wildlife to get fish passage at a non-hydrant dam on the Krzemska River. So we have huge thanks and kudos to Dusty. And before I present the award, there's one other person I want to acknowledge. Dusty was aided for 20 years by a very supportive and knowledgeable husband. So, Ron, would you please put your hands together for Ron Fosher, Dusty. Dusty, I want to present you with a Chief Pullen Award for your many years of committed leadership, for your advocacy, and for the protection of the betterment of water quality, indigenous fisheries, recreation, and just doing so much. Thank you so much. I know. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. See, I wasn't kidding when I said we hardly ever celebrated. Sandy was talking about it. We just went from one crisis to the next crisis and figured out how to put that behind us and do something different, and that's what we've done, and we're still there. So as Ron said, I hope you all continue to support this group because we are an amazing group. As Sandy said one time, it's probably the most important thing we've all done in our lives other than raising our kids. This has been one of the most important things we've ever done, and it's been an amazing journey. Thank you. Now we have Rachel.
Oh, am I next?
You are next. You and George.
All right.
Rachel and George. Okay, Rachel is going to talk about the future. And this is where we all hope you stick with us, because this is our future. That's kind of an intimidating thing.
Okay, so, pardon me, I'm not being rude, but this is my cheat sheet. I from the generation. I remember when I first joined the board of the Krzemska River, at the Friends of the Krzemska River, and it was not that long ago, maybe 2 years ago, I think. And Michael sat me down in the cafeteria at USM and said, "Hey, do you want to be part of our board? That we're a really friendly group and we always have good beer." I said, "That sounds really good. Yeah, sure, I'll join." And so I thought that I was joining a relatively harmless, kind of touchy-feely environmental advocacy organization, and I didn't realize that I would be rubbing shoulders with some of the most intimidating and formidable people I have ever met, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And yes, there has been good beer, but that is the least of the reasons why I joined the board. George will be talking a little bit more about some of the details of the challenges that we still face. And when I first joined, one of the things that the organization was talking about, that the board was talking about, is how they're transitioning from what was the word that you used, readiness for war, into kind of a more of a peacetime organization. And I'm waiting for the peace. It hasn't happened yet. Like the alewives, there are more and more barriers to surmount. And if we relax now, we risk being swept back downstream. So I am ready. I am a little nervous, but I'm ready to do what is necessary. And I just really thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet such wonderful people and to be so inspired. And I was going to end with two things, and my little piece at least with two things. One, a quote from Leonardo da Vinci that some of you may be familiar with the quote saying that, excuse me, I can paraphrase, but I'm not quite Leonardo da Vinci. So there we are. It is, one moment. Yes. When you put your hand in a flowing stream, you touch the last that has gone before and the first of what still is to come. So if you could all do an experiment for me, the next time you visit the Present River, dip your hand in the water, and you will feel from Chief Pullman all the way up to the present, and you will feel those alewives and hopefully those salmon that are yet to come at some point. And I also want to leave, now that my daughter is not here, my 4.5-year-old daughter at the door, and I know there's another young girl here, but I think I can say this joke. My father always said to leave people smiling. So here we go. What did the fish say when he swam into the wall? Damn, that's
Hi everyone, I'm George Royal. I'm the Vice President of the Friends. I'm the last speaker. Think about how it feels to go after all of that. I'm a little intimidated. I didn't know, Rachel, by the way, that was your recruiting story. Because mine was strikingly similar, especially in the So, it's actually, I think Michael buttonholed my wife first and was like, oh, your husband likes to fish? Let me meet with him. And then we met, and there was something about beer, and then I was still here I am. Anyhow, I too, like Rachel, am really humbled to have gotten the opportunity to join this board and this organization. It really is, well, I don't need to rehash what you've just heard because I think it all speaks for itself, but it really is, it's humbling, and I think those of us on the board from the next generation, so to speak, are really excited about carrying on the mission of stewardship and advocacy for this river. There are a number of things that we have our sights set on right now, both in terms of the health of the river and the recreational opportunities on the river. One exciting one is that we've been asked to help in the authorship of a paddling guide for the entire river, which I think was a great opportunity to get the word out about the Presumpscot along its entire length, and stay tuned for that. If anyone's an avid paddler, let us know, and we'll certainly welcome anyone's input. We also are in the process of building an advisory board for the organization. There's the board of directors, of which I'm a part, that you've heard from tonight. But we also have an incredible network of people who have contributed their time and expertise in particular areas where we need them. And one of our real goals over the next year is to solidify that group of people into something that's a little more coherent so that we can access those resources and that expertise when the organization needs it, because certainly one thing about a river and river advocacy is that there is just about everything that comes into play along its length, and you have to be always thinking about the environmental side, the political side, the recreational side, and each one of those little pieces needs to have a voice if you're really going to be an effective organization, as this organization has been. Of course, there's the health of the river aspect that we're always focusing on as well. Will talked a little bit about getting an upgrade of the water classification. We want to do that for the lower river as well. We're focused on getting that done in the near term. And finally, of course, there's Sakurapa, which has been in the papers, and where we intend to be a voice for the river, a solid voice, a voice that participates with the government agencies, with the town of Westbrook, with the public, with SAPI, in making sure that the river is washed out for in the process of whatever happens with the Sakurapa Dam. It's an exciting, exciting time for the river, and we have our eye keenly on that. And what we particularly have our eye keenly on is to make sure that when all is said and done, that the fish keep moving upstream. Because if you think about what this celebration represents more than anything else, it's that progress is one fish at a time now. And we are literally and figuratively starting to measure the progress of this organization by fish. How many move up, how many move up, and we have to keep that process going. So please, thank you all for your support. Please do continue to support the Friends. Get the word out about the Friends, get the word out about the river, and thank you all for coming.